Hey guys, it's Tima and welcome back to the journey. So today I'm gonna be finally sitting in front of the camera and talking to you guys. As you can tell by the title of this video, I've been wanting to sit down and record for you guys for quite a while, but I've just been so busy with going back and forth to the hospital, getting the baby's room ready. It's just been, it's quite a little bit busy. So finally, I just got home from the hospital. I took a little bit of nap, so if you see bags under my eyes, that's probably because I just woke up. And I was like, you know what, I have to shoot this video right now. So I'm sitting here on my bedroom floor and I was like, okay, let me get in front of this camera and talk to you guys. So like the title of this video, I wanted to come and talk to you guys about our journey on how we got pregnant. If you refer back to our last video where we recorded our reactions when we found out we were pregnant, I kept referring to our pregnancy as a miracle, and that's because for me it was a miracle. It was a blessing. It was a sign from God that we were pregnant, because unfortunately, Mamadou and I were having troubles conceiving. We were actually going through quite a bit of infertility treatments, and it was definitely a rough journey. Next to nobody knew that we were going through infertility treatments or we were having trouble conceiving. Everybody around us pretty much assumed that, we weren't having any issues and that we were just waiting because we wanted to travel more, which is true. Mamadou and I had a plan. Of course, you have your own plan, but God has his own plans. We wanted to wait a year or two before thinking about having kids. It worked out being that way, but we will be married 5 years coming this December. So our first year or so, we took, extra precautions to make sure that we didn't get pregnant, because we were really adamant that we wanted to travel and we really wanted to enjoy ourselves before bringing kids into the picture, because anybody you talk to says once kids comes, it's not about you guys anymore, it's all about the baby, which is true. After a year or so, we decided, okay, well, if it happens, it happens. We're ready for it. So after trying for a bit, I got concerned as to why we weren't conceiving, so I went to my OBGYN and I told her, hey, look, we've been trying for X amount of times, is this something that I should be worried about? So since it had been a year that we had been trying, she referred us to a fertility specialist, and we went and saw the fertility specialist, and we got assigned a doctor that would deal specifically with us. And we went and saw her. And so in order for them to figure out what's wrong with you, you have to do a rigorous amount of testing and procedures, so that way they can really narrow down what is causing you not to conceive. So after quite a bit of testing, we sat down with the doctor, and she sat us down and told us that I was diagnosed with something called polycystic ovarian syndrome, other known as PCOS. To kind of let you know what that means, is pretty much is that you have a hard time conceiving, and you need extra help. Your body does not ovulate regularly like a normal woman's body would ovulate. So you need just extra help kind of stimulating your body to ovulate, so that way you can get pregnant. I'm not a doctor. I don't want to go into details about what really it is, but just in short terms, that kind of explains what PCOS is. So to fast forward, we started our infertility treatments in 2016, and we went through 5 rounds of IUI, which is intrauterine insemination. That's just a fancy way of saying they're going to pump your body with a bunch of hormones to stimulate your body to try to ovulate in time. And it requires a lot of blood tests, a lot of doctor's appointments early in the morning, a lot of ultrasounds. It's actually quite draining emotionally, mentally, physically. And you know, when one round doesn't work and you don't get pregnant, you know, it's so disheartening. And so you go through the next round and the next round and the next round. And so obviously you have to go through a couple rounds before they move you up to the next phase and the next treatment. So after the 5 rounds of IUI, I was just so exhausted. You know, like I said, it's emotionally draining, physically and definitely mentally. You have to have a strong head in order for you to go through fertility treatments. And any woman that is out there that goes through fertility treatments, you know, like, we have this special bond because we know how hard it is. It's exhausting. It's definitely not easy, and I don't wish this upon any woman in the world or anybody in the world. If you can conceive easily, consider yourself lucky, because the women that are having trouble conceiving, it's really hard. And you know, when you're surrounded by women that are getting pregnant left and right, it's actually obviously you're happy for the other woman, but in the back of your mind you're kind of like, oh man, I wish that was me. I wish I was in their shoes, you know. But no pity party. I'm actually on here because, you know, I want this to be a positive video, and I'll get to the positive part at the end of the video. So come May 2018, I finished my 5th round of IUI, and I told my doctor that I wanted to just hold off because our next step was IVF. Ramadan was approaching in May. We had finished our treatments in April. So I said, you know what, just pause. Let's just take a break. Let my body kind of get back to normal, because with all these hormones, your mood swings are all up. You're getting hot flashes, this and that. So I said, you know what, let's just take a break. After Ramadan, we'll see how we're doing, and then we'll pick back up with the treatments. So we actually decided that we wanted to start our IVF back up in January of 2019, which would have been the beginning of this year. So I told her, okay, we'll start our IVF come January 1st. But before we're able to start our treatments up again, you have to go through all the blood tests and procedures again, because you have to make sure that your levels are still the same, or if they're not, they have to increase or adjust your medications depending on your results. Come November, we started our process of our blood tests again, and I met with a doctor to see what our next step was. So I started with all the tests, and January 1st we're supposed to start our IVF treatments. And then come December 25th of 2018, we found out that we were pregnant. Of course, in shock and disbelief. How did that happen? We still don't know how it happened. It was a spontaneous pregnancy. Of course, we think it's a miracle of Allah, like, you know, God's prayers, God's blessing. That's why we always say to have faith and keep your faith in God, because miracles do happen. Things happen on their own or their own timing. Whenever God wants you to have a baby, that's when it's your time. So why am I sitting here? Why am I sitting in front of this camera and telling you guys something so personal to us? It's because I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed that we went through infertility treatments, and I'm saying that's because, unfortunately, I don't know where it came from, but it's in our culture, in our community, it's perceived as something that you don't talk about, or something that you should be embarrassed about if you cannot conceive a child. And to me, it's not embarrassing. It's something that is common. You'd be surprised how many women go through infertility treatments. And I wanted to come on here and share our story and let you guys know, and let all the women out there know, that if you are going through this, that you're not alone, and that there are other women out there that are going through this. And that's why I wanted to come on here and share our story. I don't want anybody to feel bad for us I mean, it is what it is. We went through this journey. We come out stronger on the other end. If anybody out there is going through this situation and needs to talk or wants some advice, please don't hesitate to comment below or find me on Instagram. You can private message me. I'm here for you if you need to talk, because I'm telling you, it makes a world of a difference if there's somebody there that you can talk to. I want all those women out there to keep faith and keep strong and say, you got this if you're going through it. I know how you're feeling. I know women that have been going through infertility treatments way longer than we did. And God bless you guys, because you really have to be super strong to be going through something like that. And like I said, I'm here for you guys. I don't want to make this video too long. Please don't hesitate to message me. Like, comment below if you enjoyed this video. Hit that bell so you're notified about other videos that we have throughout our journey. And until next time, I'm Tima. Take care.